Hey everyone, so as many of you may have seen from my previous posts on Instagram and Facebook, that I am working on some Sherlock themed stuff. I made, well, it's not finished yet because I'm waiting for things, some items to get here so I can finish up the cabinet and the small Sherlock journal that goes with that. This one, yeah, I decided to make a big one because I always have so much stuff. And I was mainly inspired by Mrs. Cog and Nick the Booksmith on doing this, though I did watch a lot of Sherlock journals, flip-throughs before I started working on this. But the kits in this are mostly Mrs. Cog and Nick the Booksmith, and I'll put the links down there. Plus, I actually did a bit of my own. I'm starting to learn how to do my own digital stuff as well. So there's a little bit of my own digital stuff thrown in here, mostly just words. And I use some of Nick's stuff that she gives you in the course to do some digital stamping. Or not the course, but in her kit. Anyway, so it started out, it wasn't going to be too floofy, but, you know, I just kind of get a little carried away. So this is the front. This is a nice big pocket in the front here that I put this from a Reader's Digest version of the Sherlock Holmes, The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. I cut out some of you'll see them throughout it. I cut out some of the illustrations, description of that illustration on the back, and made them into nice big journal cards. It's got about a 2.5-inch spine, and it's got 5 signatures. I did make a dangle on it. I wasn't going to at the beginning, but then I did. And this is in silver. It's completely removable. There's a hook there. It's in silver because the charms that I found to go with it. Here, I'll take this off. There we go. The charms that I found to go with it were all silver, and they're all attached in here with bulb pins. You could actually take these charms off and put them on a bracelet if you wanted to. So there's a little gun. There's a little handcuffs. There is a little watch or pocket watch. And there's one more in here. Where is it? Oh, yeah, there's a little bullet. So that goes with this, and lots of different little things there. But this is the last of this fabric that I really like that I used, and I've named the book Elementary. And this is I'll try to find all the kits that I used and list them below, but mostly it was Mrs. Cog and Nick the Booksmith. So we have sari silk here. Lots of different things. Okay, let me untie this. It's a double sari silk tie, so there are 2. And on the side, there's also these lovely Sheila Gingerich dangles that she makes. They're really, really pretty. A couple of those on there. And for the inside, I decided to make it look like it was all the signatures are files. So that's kind of the idea there. And of course, a little bit of fluff going on here. But in the front, this is Tim Holtz fabric that I found at a local fabric store that I was very excited to find. And this is also from the Tim Holtz paper there. And I found online, it's interesting the things you find. I found some mugshots, vintage mugshots of people. And there's this I believe is Nick the Booksmith. Oh, anyway, I'll put the kits there. And that is an ID card for a criminal. The interesting thing that I've been learning, I also did watch some documentaries while I was making this on Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, which is the gentleman there, and his lovely Sherlock Holmes, the character he made, he very much was into Poe. And I was thinking that as I was doing this, I wonder if he was into Poe. And he was. He liked Poe's mystery tales and everything else. So this is a book page from the Tales of Mystery and Imagination with some Poe stuff on it. So I put that in there as a journal card. But very, very interesting man. And there's some little things you'll see here. I got this, also now a member of Graphics Fury, so I use their London Detective theme as well, and there's some things from there as well in there. This isn't necessarily from Sherlock, it's just a general detective thing. But Sherlock Holmes, I really encourage you to look up Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He was a very, very interesting man. He was trained as a doctor. But he always wanted to write, and he kind of got stuck writing. He enjoyed doing, this was just to make money. Sherlock was just to make some money when things were tough when he was first starting his practice. And then it kind of evolved into, it was taking over his life, and he actually did try to kill Sherlock off, but he had to bring him back because there's just so much outcry, and he was offered enormous amounts of money at that time to write the stories. So of course would he, you do that. But very interesting man, very interesting life. This is a map that was given to me by my friend Francis. It's of London, and if you've watched the modern Sherlock with Benedict Cumberbatch, there's one episode in there where they refer to what book would everybody have in London, and that would be the London A to Z. I think this might actually be a map from that, which is kind of cool in that respect as well. On the inside, you'll also see different covers, book covers from the Sherlock Holmes series written at different times. And then here's a map with there's London and all that in here. And then he did travel a lot, so there's a map with a vintage Germany map that can be used to write on. And also there's a vintage London map. And that, oh yes, this map card that I put in here, Baker Street is right up in here somewhere. I didn't want to put a permanent mark on there where it was, but it is there. So if somebody wanted to circle it or put an X on it, they can do that. And then there's a couple of pages from the Sherlock Holmes book. And this is like the digital stamping that I got from Nick on my blueberry dyed paper that I put on there. And these are crime scene photos from Nick's kit. They're not gory. I don't even think there's any bodies in them. So, but, and they're in black and white, so it doesn't look so bad. And that is an actual real vintage ticket from the Chester City Transport. And this is from Nick's. And then some more crime. This is a little newer. This is from 1928, this one. But some of these photos are kind of funny. If you look up vintage crime scene photos, not crime scene, mugshots, it's really cool what you can find. It's in a lot of different illustrations from the books. And the other thing about Sherlock is Arthur Conan Doyle did not write him in having the deerstalker hat, nor having a pipe. It's not mentioned there. The pipe and the deerstalker came from the illustrator, the early illustrations. The illustrators took liberty to add those in the pictures, and that's kind of where it started. And then there's another early one from 1921. I put this in. And you see, but you do not observe. And so I didn't add too much frill to it, but I do like putting a little bit in. And there's a nice little key, cute little key from Strand Magazine. And then I got these great evidence tags from Nick as well. So I did make them in, there's a couple of different sizes of them that I made into journal cards. There's another one. They used to, that's a mirror in the background. They take one picture and there was a mirror in the background, and then they would also show their hands because they felt their hands were very important to have. And also another thing about the Sherlock series is when Arthur Conan Doyle was writing this, there was no, he's basically started all this modern investigation with how he was, through his Sherlock character, because Scotland Yard and all that didn't really investigate like he did. It was actually the French who were the fathers of now what we deem as a proper investigation for crimes. So it started there and then went to England. And then in the centers, I just put these little tags rather than dangles hanging at the bottom. Those are really cute. And that's a Nick page. And then I also did different things on some of the files. And another one of the illustrations. And then this one is just, could be evidence, you know, like a card that someone had in the evidence. And there's a lot of, like I said, the book cover illustrations in here. Violin, of course. And railway tickets. He did have a thing about, like this is from my Poe journals that I was making, and this is one of the cards from it, and because of his interest in that, and the macabre, so to speak, because he did get into like spirituality. So here's some faux train tickets that could be evidence tucked in there. And I did the who, what, where, when, why things. I did take policing courses, and then changed my mind and realized it wasn't going to be for me. And I ended up going to the Justice Department and working at the Justice Department, doing things there. Anyway, so I have the who, what, where, when, and why. I printed out on little things and put them in here. And then this was a fun thing to find. That was a kit I found on Etsy with the toe tags. I thought that would be a fun thing to have in there for a card. And some of my vintage paper. And this is actually poisonous mushrooms, which I think Sherlock would be interested in. And then this is a wanted poster that I just found in the public domain. And then there's a few of these washi tape stickers here. I'm leaning against my thing. And this is a book from the 1800s, an old book page from the 1800s, 1875. It's the marriage question, which I think would be something that, it's a very logical way of looking at marriage, and I think that would be something that Sherlock would be interested in. This is from Mrs. Cog. And then this is for an old German book page. Some more My Tea Died. And from the London Detective kit in Graphics Fairy. And then this little teapot. And then this fold out, a flip out that I made with card and envelopes. And there's different Tim Holtz cards in here. I'll put that in after, and pictures from the show. One of the many movies done of it. A tag. There's another toe tag in there. I put a string on this one, but I wasn't 100% sure about the string, so I left it there, but if somebody wanted to keep it or take it off. And then there's another journaling card in there. Just a simple journaling card from, and that's that pullout. And then this is from a medical book, and it's all about the brain and where is it? The nervous system. I thought that would interest Sherlock. And there's another evidence tag, and that's from Mrs. Cog. This is from Nick. And then this is a list of all of his, the books that were written here. I put that there. And then this is a page from one of the books. And I made it into a large journal card. And then another large journal card there with typing on it. And this one is a fingerprint chart on that one and a map on the back. Yeah, I always get a lot of stuff when I do the Sherlock thing and when I do journals, and it's nice to be able to use them in future projects. And here's a pipe, a little pipe charm And this is from Telegraph. Back in those days, telegraphs were big. Some more of the mugshots and tickets, cards, photos from the shows, movies. And this is a very old German from the time period of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle as well, 1899. I would think that he probably would have read something like this. More digital stamping. Another toe tag. And then here I made a little place where you can tuck an envelope in for evidence. And then this is from Nick the Booksmith. And I did her technique for vintage glassine. And here I had ordered these stickers, and originally I was going to make them into cards, but I left them as stickers so that whoever buys the book would have these stickers and they can put them where they want. And they're all based, there's a lot of graphics fairy pictures in here as well. And I just thought they would work perfectly within here. So that's in there. There's Irene Adler, of course, and there's another little file folder with some more mugshots in it. And then this I just fussy cut out and glued it on there. And then I made this little clock, and the hands move because time was an important thing for Sherlock. And if you look at the top, there's these little tabs here you could write on. Some more mugshots. Irene Adler. And some music page. And this, my partner husband was in the Masons, and he had this old Mason book, and this particular chapter was on Masonic crimes. And I thought, with Sherlock's brother was in a private men's club, and the Masons are basically a private men's club. And so I thought that would be of interest to Sherlock. I did put some tape on the inside just to keep it so it wouldn't fall apart easily. And a little bit of glue here and there. And then this is actually that works as a real magnifying glass. It's used as a stitch marker, but I thought that would be perfect for this journal. Got that on Etsy. And then this is a chemistry page. I thought that would definitely interest Sherlock. And this children's book page is, you'll see on the next slide, more digital stamping. And that's my avocado dyed paper. The Queen. So I put this little old children's book page in here. I really like this book. It's quite old, and I thought it would be cute in there. Have to have a bit of fun. Another toe tag and washi tape up there. Lots of tags to journal on. Pockets. Baker Street. That's another one from the Poe that I put in there. And then this could be, as I said, could be an evidence. Another Sherlock Holmes thing. And there's another with all the fingerprints on there and handprints on the back. Those papers I actually got off AliExpress, believe it or not. And there's another illustration from the book, and then the description of that illustration there. Why? The eternal question. Moriarty. These are good. And this is from Mrs. Cox. And then this is a card playing. I put that in pretty much all my journals. And then more about the brain. and a page from the book. And then this has the definition. This is the actual page. Has the definition of detective in it. It's a very old William Webster, Merriam-Webster, I think it is. Huge. I use it as a weight for things as well. It's so big. And then this is just a little new die I got, so I stuck some little things added in there. And some washi tape there and there. And those little tags. Lots of things to journal on and space to journal on in this one. My old copy paper that I have. And then a tag that I made when I was doing a mass make. I thought that worked in there well. That's from Mrs. Cog. And then Death of Sherlock Holmes, 1893. And then another illustration. And here, I'll probably put something in there. I haven't yet, but that's empty, but I'll probably put a little surprise in there. And then this is just a magnifying glass, and it looks like there might be a little bit of blood on that fingerprint. And the back, this is a card. I got these from IKEA, and I kind of like them, and I thought that would work well as a journal card. And the book plate. And that is the big Sherlock. And I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Please like, please subscribe. I will be putting this up on my Etsy soon, but if you are interested, I'm going to do the photos, and I've got to get I got a new printer, so it's kind of, my old printer is in the spot where I usually do my photos. So I have to get that out and get that ready. So if you, pardon me. Oh, yes, I do have one other thing for this. Another page. I thought this, these are old photos that came with the AliExpress paper. And I thought, these could be, maybe they're victims of crimes. And then I'm also putting one of my altered paper clips with this. And I always send my journals off with extra little things. But anyway, if you like, subscribe. I'm still trying to get to 500. And once I get there, I will be doing a draw for a small journal I made. The small Louis Vuitton. Anyway, everybody have a good day. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye.